Tell me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We will start within 1 minute now. Sir.
It's okay. I'm ready. It's okay.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Yes.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Wait, wait. Of Department of Civil Engineering, I cordially welcome you all to the keynote address of CTCS 2020. First keynote address by Professor Mohammad Rezaul Karim. So already the guest speaker is already with us. So we have all HOD Professor Uday Kumar sir, Professor Arun Kumar Bhatt sir already is live with us. So on behalf of Department of Civil Engineering NMMIT, we offer an hearty welcome to our international keynote speaker of CTCS 2020, the Professor Mohammad Rezaul Karim. He will be giving his keynote address on recent developments in the sustainable construction. I'm extremely happy to introduce Professor Karim to the faculty members and delegates and my dear students. So Dr. Mohammad Rezaul Karim completed his diploma in civil engineering in the year 1996 from Kustia Polytechnic Institute, Dhaka, and he completed his BSc in the field of civil engineering from Dhaka University of Engineering and Technology, DUET, Gazipur, Bangladesh, in the year 2002 with the second rank in his university. So he has completed his MSc Engineering from the same institute in the year 2007. So he finished his PhD from National University of Malaysia in the year 2013 in the area of sustainable concrete. So that is mainly he worked in the field of non-cement binder. He also completed a short duration of postdoc studies from Malaysia. So coming to his student career, he was a merit student throughout his student life. He has secured scholarship for his undergraduate, postgraduate, PhD and postdoc studies. Coming to his work experience, he started his work as a material engineer in Dhaka for a short duration of 1.5 years. Then he joined as a lecturer in DUET, Gazipur, Bangladesh in the year 2004. Then he promoted as assistant professor. So in the same Department of Civil Engineering, DUET in the year 2007. And promoted to associate professor in the year 2014. And finally, he's working as a professor from 2016 onwards. He is also actively involved in co-curricular activities at DUET and currently holding the additional responsibility of a director of institutional quality assurance cell at DUET, Bangladesh from the year 2018. Coming to his research contributions, his core area of research is in the field of sustainable building materials, cement concrete, non-cement binders, utilization of the waste, and the geopolymer concrete. Till date, he has published over 29 papers in very reputed national and international journals. To name a few, the ASCE Journal of Materials, Construction and Building Materials elsewhere, Journal of Building Engineering, etc. 13 papers were presented and published in the conference proceedings, that is reputed international national conference proceedings, and with which he received 2 best paper awards also. He is guiding he already guided 9 PG project thesis, 10 UG project thesis, and he is also a potential reviewer for reputed international journals like ASCE Materials in Civil Engineering, Construction Building Materials, Arabian Journal of Chemistry, British Journal of Applied Science and Technology, etc. Additionally, he is the fellow member of Institute of Engineers, Bangladesh, and the reviewer in Quality Assurance Expert Team of Department of Education, Bangladesh Open University, Department of English, East West University of Bangladesh, Faculty of Engineering, BSMR Agricultural University of Bangladesh. He also delivered many special innovative talks in various places in Bangladesh, mainly in the area of research and development. With this very brief note, on behalf of the Department of Civil Engineering, I cordially welcome Professor Rezaul Karim to this particular program. Welcome you, sir.
Okay, Dr. Sriram, thank you very much.
So now I kindly request Professor Karim to deliver his keynote address.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sriram Marathe.
Yes. Yes.
Respected Chairman, Secretary, Convener, faculty members, and all other participants of the International Conference on Emerging Trends in Engineering. Assalamu alaikum and very good morning. It gives me an immense pleasure to inform you all that this conference has been organized by NMAM Institute of Technology, NITE, Karnataka, India, through online today, 21st December 2020. I am very glad to be here to deliver a speech in this conference. I would like to thank Dr. Sriram Marathe, Assistant Professor, Vivesh Bharaya, Technological University, Karnataka, India. Special thanks to Head, Department of Civil Engineering, NMAM Institute of Technology. You know that NMAM Institute of Technology is the host of this conference. In order to address the challenges and maintain sustainability of construction across the globe, the conference will be an effective approach for scientific community who are working on sustainable construction. I do believe that all the speakers and participants will share their valuable knowledge in this aspect and hereby enjoy this conference. At the last but not least, I would like to convey my sincere gratitude to Honorable Vice Chancellor of NMAM Institute of Technology, respected teachers, member of steering committee, advisory committee, keynote speakers, scientific and technical committee, organizing committee, participant and staff of NMAM Institute of Technology, who have always been involved this program through thick and thin. Indeed, the program will have been a success with your continuous and spontaneous support. Finally, I would like to thank everyone for your cordial participation. I wish every success of this conference. So, this is I'd like to thank you all. Now, I'd like to go to the core presentation. Dr. Sriram has already introduced myself, so I think I have already told all the things regarding my career and also my research and additional charges. So, in fact, today I will share some idea regarding the sustainable construction. In this regard, I will share the introduction, sustainable concrete construction, recent developments in sustainable construction, and some challenges I will discuss, some challenges in sustainable construction, and also future trends in this area. And finally, I would like to conclude with some slides. In the first, you know that the goals of sustainable construction are to reduce the industry's impact on the environment. Sustainable construction methods include using renewable and recyclable resources, reducing energy consumption and waste, creating a healthy, environmental friendly environment, and protecting the natural environment. This is the main method and also the theme, also the main purpose for sustainable construction. In this aspect, a study backward about 2019, META already provided this information. That is, in 2019, about 20 million of ton of concrete used globally. And for this reason, you know, energy that is increase the carbon dioxide emissions, exploits natural aggregates, high energy consumption, and also the generation of vast amount of construction and demolition waste. I think all the concrete, the student and researchers are involved in concrete area. They are familiar and well known to this information. And from energy uses to emission, the construction industry has a huge impact on the environment. You know that. because construction industry uses high amount of energy. Huge fossil fuels have been used by heavy machinery in the construction area. Even inefficient electricity use can result in the unnecessary burning of fossil fuels further down in the energy supply line. In fact, the construction industry accounts for an incredible about 36% of world's energy uses and 40% of carbon dioxide emission. So, construction industry is a huge impact. I think all the researchers are regarding this area very familiar to this information. In addition to this, the fabrication and shipping of material can have a great impact on the carbon emissions. Mining for raw materials can result in pollution of local waste, local water tables. The manufacture of concrete has resulted in over 2 billion tons of carbon dioxide. This is new information, a figure which is only going to keep increase as 4 billion tons of concrete is produced every year. This is the recent information. And construction can also result in hazard waste, and the improper disposal of such waste can result in pollution that affects not just the environment but also the health of the people living in that area. So these are the issues and these are the problems arising regarding construction area, specifically for concrete construction. And this is the another findings. The findings shows that during emission and energy requirement in cement manufacturing. Only cement manufacturing, you see, cement without slag. I think the granulated blast furnace slag, only 30% reduces the energy demand and also emission of carbon dioxide. Huge changes. Also, the 50% slag in cement production can reduce the energy demand. Finally, also the 70% slag, it's also reduce the energy demand as well as also the reduce the carbon dioxide emission. So this slide is very much important for the production of cement industry. That is why in Europe and America and also the all over the world now the same two and the composite cement, the utilization of composite cement is using day by day very much regarding this issue, because without cement without slag, its energy demand and also the carbon dioxide emission is too much high in comparison to cement without slag and without cementitious material. Now I am going to discuss about the sustainable concrete. You know that the sustainable concrete is defined as the concrete that uses less energy in its production. This is the first condition, and produces less carbon dioxide than the normal concrete. This is the basic concept of sustainable concrete. It is also well known that a green concrete or eco-friendly concrete, sustainable concrete in some countries they are also called as green concrete or eco-friendly concrete. It uses eco-friendly cement, supplementary cementitious materials like, and increases dependence on recycled materials. So in sustainable concrete, you can reuse the water and also the fly ash, metakaolin, silica fume, fly ash, slag, recycled demolition waste, aggregate, recycled concrete materials, recycled glass aggregate, and so on the waste materials that can be used in concrete as a aggregate or fine aggregate or the replacement of cement also. This is another basic concept of sustainable concrete production. That is, during sustainable concrete production, there must be the low volume of cement and also the low volume natural coarse aggregate can be used during sustainable concrete production. Also, the high volume of recycled coarse aggregate we can use in sustainable concrete. High volume of slag, fly ash, palm oil fuel ash, rice husk ash, and silica fume, and all other supplementary cementitious materials. And after production, the strength can be provide and its desired strength, and it should be environmental friendly. And because we uses the waste, so minimization of waste and disposal problems can be solved using sustainable concrete production. And we use the aggregate instead of recycle aggregate instead of virgin aggregate, so we can preserve the natural resources, and definitely it will be cost effective because we use the recycled material and waste material instead of virgin one. So this is the mechanism of sustainable concrete. And these are also some information from the literatures. Sustainable concrete can be achieved by rainwater harvesting, reduction in water use, and also sustainable concrete provides 20% increase in use of waste materials, 25% reduction in weight of concrete, 30% reduction in carbon dioxide emission, 40% reduction in repair costs, better workability, reduced crack and shrinkage, good thermal and fire resistance, less heat of hydration, less split tensile strength and flexural strength. And in fact, there is no changes, no big changes, slight changes in compressive strength. And one of the major problem is less lifetime. This is one of the problem for the sustainable concrete production. So this information is well known to the scientific community now. Just we are sharing how to improve this area regarding the sustainable construction. Sustainability, we know the sustainability is generally defined as the meeting needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. We know this slogan because if we use all the resources, all the materials, all the virgin materials and everything during our life, so our future generation will be make trouble. So that is why we must have to consider sustainability in any area, because we, the people working on concrete, so we are thinking regarding the sustainable construction. But who are working on economy, they are also thinking regarding sustainable economy, and some on for management and so on. So all the people working in research area and industry, they are thinking regarding sustainability. So it is our duty to consider the sustainability in construction. That is why there are three pillars of sustainability that are environment, economy, and society. All the basic things we must have to consider regarding any production, any types of concrete, or any types of industry, any types of any sort of the research must be focused on the sustainable construction and sustainability. So the carbon footprint of the concrete can be lowered by using supplementary cementitious material. This is also very much proved by the researcher because fly ash, slag cement, silica fume, rice ash, palm oil fuel ash can be used as a supplementary cementitious material, and this can also use for high strength concrete, and through the use of alternative fuels during the cement manufacturing process also, this can also be used as the alternative fuels. So these are the slogan nowadays across the world. We know what is the sustainability. It must be focused on social, economical, environmental, technological, and sustainability must be feasible. This is the one of the basic parameter, and equitable must also be livable. So all these things should be considered regarding our construction industry also. Because during any construction, any production, we must focus on society, on the economics, on the environment, on the technology also. Now we are move forward regarding the benefit of sustainable constructions. Naturally, adopting sustainable construction methods will reduce organization impact on the environment. There are more tangible benefits too, which will help us demonstrate the value of sustainable construction beyond the environmental concern. The truth of the matter is that green buildings do come with lower operating costs. This is the findings from a literature. The use of latest sustainable technologies in the construction process could potentially deliver a remarkable about 410 £10 billion a year in savings on global energy spending. This is another findings. There are also direct savings available for the organization by reducing waste. For instance, there will reduce the fees charges by the waste management company. This is another process can be used for sustainable construction. By adopting more efficient vehicles, it will save the fuel cost also. Sustainable construction can help organization reputation by demonstrating sense of cooperation, social responsibility. So there are more benefits regarding sustainable construction. I think all of this information are available to the scientific community, especially the who are being using the research in laboratory as well as their study. So sustainable constructions conserve energy, water, land, and materials. Reuse of recycled resource utilization, consider renewable energy, minimize water, land, and pollution, including noise, at global and local levels. Preserve and enhance biodiversity, creating a healthy, non-toxic environment, including high indoor quality. It also protect and enhance sensitive landscape, including scenic, cultural, historical, and architectural. Reuse built assets, waste minimization and management, environmental impact, process and product also, transport, including provision of public transport, and visual impact also. So these are all the benefits of sustainable construction. So regarding considering this issue, we must have to focus regarding sustainable concrete and as well as the sustainable construction. Now we'll move towards recent development in sustainable construction. I think this information is known to us. Geopolymer concrete is one of the latest development. Although it was introduced by devotees in 1978 to describe a relation among the mineral binders with chemical composition similar to zeolite, but with an amorphous microstructure. It is a kind of concrete produced using slag or fly ash with high amount of alkaline activator. Alkaline activator like sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide, also the silicate with sodium silicate and potassium silicate. And usually in geopolymer concrete, curing procedure is usually performed about 60 degree to 90 degree usually. And another development is sustainable concrete, concrete containing slag, fly ash, rice ash, palm oil fuel ash, wood ash, and so on. All of these materials can be used in concrete as a supplement of cement as well as supplement of fine aggregate, and that reduces the cost of the concrete that we have already been discussed in the earlier slides. And some recent development, alkali activated binder or zero cement binder, non-cement binder. In fact, I have done my PhD research regarding development of zero cement binder. I have produced a non-cement binder using slag, fly ash, and rice ash, and another composition also slag, palm oil fuel ash, and rice ash with chemical activator. I have used sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, and calcium hydroxide for production of the zero cement binder. And all of this information and my research findings have been published across the globe. One of the reputed journal in construction and building materials, as well as from ASC Journal of Materials, and so on. If anybody interested, you can visit my web page. and any question regarding my research, you can email me also. This is the it also just provide the information figure construction service life warming potential of virgin also discussed industrial waste remarkable life and our demand is low carbon emission. Focus all the research on emissions. Global temperature is increasing day by day. That is why it is our duty and also our responsibility to sustain our world for the people, for human beings, comfortable life. So it is our duty to how to reduce the carbon emission. And you see this one of that is only inclusion of water polymer. There are about 20 carbon. So also reduction in carbon reduction. So we can use the sustainable for our construction. These are the some literatures available in online. You can also show as construction continues to expand. Contractors must figure out ways to reduce their industries' detrimental impact on the environment. It is the duty for the contractors how to reduce their problems on the environment. According to a study published in Global Construction Perspective and Oxford Economics, they reported that worldwide construction output will grow by. It is another focus. The construction industry $1.2 in total. So this is another information for us. Is forecasted 300 per annum to outpace global GDP growth by more than a percentage point, providing architect, engineering, and construction firms with an incredible opportunity to drive development worldwide over the coming decade. And you can see some information. While a broad-based expansion of construction industry is needed, experts estimate that 36 million new housing units will be needed to be built in the world's 20 largest cities alone by 2025. So this is the demand from the housing sector. Such an expansion could have devastating environmental consequences. So we must have to mitigate, must have to solve this requirement. It is our duty, who working on the concrete area. Indeed, research indicates that the construction industry is already responsible for 23% of the total United Nations air pollution. This is another findings from the study. And 40% of the water pollution and 50% of its landfill waste. So can you imagine what happening regarding the construction sector? So if we can manage this as a sustainable process, so we can easily save our planet. In addition, the US Green Building Council reports that building and construction projects are responsible for nearly 40% of global energy consumption every year. So this is another finding. So we the people are consuming energy about 40% of the total consumption. This is another slide you see. Using the building information modeling, we can manage the sustainable construction. And the sustainable construction, we also are very much familiar with this sustainable construction, and we know this includes materials, biodiversity, community and economy, climate adaptation, procurement, carbon and energy, environmental management, waste and water. So all of these are involved for sustainable construction. So we must have to focus to use less amount of energy and produce less amount of carbon dioxide. So, and also our target to use maximum number of and maximum amount of waste materials, so that we can reduce the cost as well as we can manage the waste for the future generation. And these are the some information regarding recent development. Extending the lifespans of durable building materials. This is the some findings from different literature. And also over 160 million tons of non-industrial waste to American landfill mass, which actually comes from demolition of undertaken before beginning of new construction project. So this is another concern. How can we manage these types of demolition waste? And salvaging as much of this raw material as possible not only cuts down and on cost. Recycled materials are often less expensive than the virgin materials. It is very simple word. So, but we must have to consider how can we use this recycled material for the production of construction work. And some of the industry having their plan to moving construction offsite. I mean, they are preparing their all the elements in industry so that there will be no waste. They can construction. And finally, environmentally minded contractors are very prefabricated or alternatively offsite of modular construction. They are also thinking some modern contractor are focusing regarding this construction. And another data, only 30% of general contractors were investing in offsite fabrication. But as sustainability becomes an increasingly attractive component of project bids, its prevalence as well as the prevalence of the other trends outlined above is all guaranteed to skyrocket. So although we are focusing to offsite construction, but some only this is the findings, about 30% are motivated for offline construction. I mean construction in the industry. So these are the some sustainable construction work across the globe. BRE office building, Watford, UK, over the focusing point is over 1500 meter cube of recycled aggregate concrete supplied for foundation, floor, slab, and columns. And another is building complex building in Germany. You see over 1500 meter cube of recycled concrete for foundation, slab, and internal structural elements. And another is from Haiti, infrastructure development, reuse of waste concrete for staircase, retaining wall, and public spaces in Haiti. So if the designer focusing for using the we can easily recently experience we have working in Dhaka city, and as a consultant we already use some recycled non-structural uses like false slab, like retaining wall, or non-load bearing walls, I mean, or some, and the not load impact. You can easily handle this issue. Or some this sustainable construction. Otherwise, the designer cannot be suggest to use recycled materials. So, with the designer has the responsibility to to reuse the recycled material so that we can achieve our goal to achieve the sustainable construction. So if the designer cannot recommend, then the construction firm never use the recycled material. So with the community also discuss with focusing to the authority as well as to the company, also the designer, so that we can achieve our goal, the sustainable construction. And in fact, I am going to end of my presentation. This is some challenges in sustainable construction. These are adopting the sustainable construction method is not an overnight process, because I give some idea regarding sustainable, what are the drawbacks and what are the obstacles regarding sustainable construction. Because it is a process. The people who are involving, they must have to sustainable construction, and who will be the benefited, and what will be the problem. The people involved in this area can inform, and also our government to, so that they are bound the recycled material. There will always be pressure on construction organization to reduce cost. This is another demand where possible, but there are still concerned that sustainable construction method will cost an organization more. This is their thinking, that sustainable construction increase the cost of the industry. So that is why they are not interested also. The World Green Building Trends in 2018 Smart Market report reveals that almost 40% of UK firms reported that affordability was the greatest challenge presented by the adopting sustainable construction practice. So affordability, that is one of the biggest challenges for the sustainable construction. And another information collected from the literature, almost 50% they are expected green buildings include the higher first cost. This is another report. And couple that with 30% of firm reporting that they have faced client demand for greener buildings. They have client demand also. And you can construction firms fear that they will be caught in the middle cost. So that is why not interested to shift it towards sustainable construction and sustainable concrete also. And another challenge, owners of the green building owed 7% one, which use operating results from building energy efficient structure. This is another the challenge we have to overcome. Otherwise, our sustainable slope sustain. This greater perceived value can be cited in and can help offset and might result from construction. So these are the main challenges, and also we have more challenges, because I already discussed the people's heavy, because they are using traditional concrete a long year before. So we the people have the duty to focus and how to use the sustainable construction and sustainable concrete. So otherwise they cannot be motivated, they cannot be shift their traditional life to the further advanced construction technology. So further trends in future trends or further trends in sustainable construction, I think this is the slides has been created by myself, and this is my thinking. We have the slogan, there is no waste in the world. Everything should be used as a resource material. So this, if we can stand regarding this issue, the sustainable construction should be achieved. And it is another requirement, minimum use and losses of energy during construction. And this type of research has been continuing across the globe, how to reduce the energy losses and energy uses for the any vehicle or any types of operation. And also we know this, the maximum utilization of waste. This is the main criteria for sustainable construction. We must have to ensure the utilization of fly ash, slag, palm oil fuel ash, rice ash, wood ash, and so on. All the waste material, how can we incorporate in construction industry, either as a partial replacement or segregate or as a coat segregate, any form of any sort of construction material we must have to use in construction. Then the waste materials should be used as a resource. And another thinking is, I think in future nothing will be treated as a waste and everything will be used as a resource. So far I know, because I write this point in held on 2013. One participant from UK, and he has presentation regarding, we show that all comes from the housing sector. They are treated as a resource. They and drying it and finally burning it through a industry, a huge project. And after burning, all the waste, all the ash used in construction sector. So I think this is the another findings from the researcher, that the discreta is also now not a waste. So another target we have to the zero carbon housing. I think researcher can achieve this issue. There will be no carbon from the housing sector. And zero carbon housing consultation paper. That means we have to focusing on paperless construction and paperless media, paperless communication. I think all the housing, not only housing sector, but also all the office and all the communication should be paperless. Then should be zero carbon, because if we use the paper, then they uses the energy and also the cartridge and so on. So the new code of sustainable homes, this is another requirement, because if the government push us to make sure your house is sustainable, so people will be bounded. So far I know in Germany, you know, they are bound to introduce their solar panel in their home. So in their national policy, all the homes, all the office has been created and has they are bound to produce and create the solar energy panels, and all the energy and all the electricity produced from these panels are connected with national grid. And finally, concrete with the, this is already established research in the world, but its utilization is not familiar nowadays with the concrete. But so far I know, in Australia as well as in Malaysia, they are producing concrete. They specifically in construction materials, construction elements, and also building elements. For example, the greetings for sectors and also some drain and so on. So they are trying to use concrete without cement elements as a commercial process. So this is of my presentation, I think concrete has general properties including versatility and resilience, durability, and relatively low cost that makes it most widely used building materials in the world. That is why its popularity is increasing day by day. So we must have to focus how to introduce all the wastes in the concrete so that our waste materials can be used as a resource, and also the cost of the concrete can be minimized. And the architects, engineers, researchers, and concrete practitioners have immeasurable opportunity to incorporate sustainable development. It is our duty. We have to take the opportunity into their section of material for the manufacturing of concrete. Because we the people are involving in this area, we have to push, we have to engage the people for sustainable development as well as the sustainable construction. It is our duty. And also we must have to give the consultation to the government and also our authority, the mayor, the chairman of the city, so that they prepare a plan and they prepare a law for sustainable development as well as sustainable construction. And the immediate and direct connection between sustainable development and the concrete materials includes efficient use of materials, conservation, substitution, reuse, repurposing, and the recycling. This is the slogan, I think, for the sustainable construction and sustainable concrete. And materials life cycle assessment, replacement of materials, and the energy demand and alternative energy to mitigate the problem with fossil fuels technologies. So we have to focus to reuse and how to reduce the energy demand from the construction sector. So this is another important issue, how to reduce the energy demand from the construction sector. And at the last, I can say that to increase the energy efficiency, mitigation of the undesirable environment impact from the technology and economic growth. So if we use the energy efficiently, so it should be mitigate the problems from the environment impacts. So it is the researcher duty to create the machineries with energy efficient so that they use the less energy but produce maximum efficiency. And another point is to set mind all concerned in sustainable constructions and sustainable concrete for sustainability in construction. So it is another problem, and we must have to solve, and we must have to consider that we will engage sustainability and we will focus on sustainability in concrete construction and also the whole construction. And I also discussed this issue. We must have to prepare a national policy to use waste in construction or use the sustainable construction or sustainable concrete construction so that people are bound to reuse the recycled material in the concrete. Engineer, architect, technical personnel will have to take responsibility for sustainability in concrete construction. I also give this information because when we have been working in construction sector, if we discuss with our official decorum and all the concerned people in this area, so architect and engineer and technical person can manage for sustainability in concrete construction. And finally, it is our duty to focus on the sustainable construction and build a sustainable and safe planet. It is our duty because who are working in this research area, also working in construction sector. Without our involvement and without our slogan and without our duty and responsibility, we cannot ensure the sustainable construction. And I think this is the all presentation from my side. Some of the references I have cited, and I would like to apologize who are not cited in this information. Please forgive me. And finally, thank you all the participants and all the organizer and the Dr. Sriram. This is end of my presentation. Thank you all. If you have any comments and feedback, we can discuss now. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful presentation. Wait for 1 minute. Hello, sir.
Yeah.
So you have included a lot of information on sustainable construction and its advances and the recent developments. And you have also included the concept of sustainable concrete, which is also eco-friendly concrete, and the importance of the use of the industrial waste products to generate concrete or as a construction material, and how to achieve the sustainable concrete, and also highlighted on the problems associated with sustainable concrete, which is really a scope for the future researchers who are planning to work in this particular area, and the benefits of sustainable construction, the recent developments, and the challenges in sustainable construction. And at the end, you have given the future trend, where you have also mentioned that the zero waste, or there is no waste in the world, and you have to make sure that our research should be in such a way that whatever the waste which are generated, that should be reused to the benefit of the society. So, and finally, you have concluded the session by giving all the important outcomes from your talk. So now I would like to open this session for question and answers. If anyone is having any questions, they can ask here, so that they can Professor Karim will be going to rectify. Right? So any delegates in the meeting, if anyone is having any kind of question, they can unmute themselves and ask, or they can put it in chat box, so that I can see and ask to Dr. Karim.
Professor Rezaul Karim, thank you for accepting our invitation and giving a very informative and nice talk, sir. Your talk on construction industry and its sustainability was very informative, and I think we need to concentrate more on this, so that, and your words like making a zero waste, it is also a very good, I think, novel idea. So on behalf of Civil Department, I want to thank you, and I thank you for your nice presentation. I think it's very informative. I request our Vice Principal, Dr. Ayar Mitantaya, to speak a few words.
Yeah, very good afternoon. Let me first of all convey my sincere thanks to Dr. Muhammad Rezaul, who spoke on recent development in sustainable construction. Sir, as you rightly said, a lot of research is going on in all the countries and all the institutions, and you have narrated, you have explained how the research activities are going on. And as you rightly said, that there are so many challenges. I will also agree with you. So even though my worry is, even though we are doing a lot of research work, especially in the construction industry, the civil, that has to reach the society. But unfortunately, only few developed countries are now using this, alternative cement and the sustainable construction concrete they are using. But in developing countries and underdeveloped countries, still we are lagging. The main reason is, as you rightly pointed out as the challenge, where mindset of the society has to be changed. Otherwise, whatever our research work done in the laboratory will not get into the good outcome, because very good result has come from the research. So alkali activated concrete using fly ash and other so which is non-conventional materials that can be used. It is proved already in the by doing the research. But only thing is, we are much worrying about all, including everybody, especially civil engineers. That has to be reached to the construction industry and our construction engineers. So who are constructing the buildings or constructing any project. So where they should be convinced, and that is a great responsibility. And one more, as you rightly said, national policy. So we should work on how to incorporate all those things in our national codes. Otherwise, it is very very difficult, because, for example, no, when you did some research on the non-conventional concrete, and when you approach the government sector, so the government people will not agree so easily, because they have to follow their the policy. They have to use their codes. So without incorporating these things, research in the code books, so it is very very difficult to implement that. So I think we now the research work is going on, but at the same time, reaching the society or reaching the government is not so easy. So we have to think how to reach the government, how to reach the society, so that our research should not go as a waste. Because otherwise, what will happen? We'll do a lot of research and we'll present papers, and it's a very 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 good idea, as you rightly said. Zero waste and zero carbon. All those things are a very good ideas. But only thing is that should be converted into reality. That should be converted into practice. And I think when researchers, academicians, and construction people who are involved in the construction activities, if we join hands together, then of course this transformation of the technology will be possible. Otherwise, it is very very difficult, because people, the researchers are doing a lot of research. But at the same time, that should reach the society. I think in future coming days, we have to work on that area, how to reach the people, how to convince the people, how to change the mindset. Because generally, without cement, if you, for example, if a customer is building his house at the first time, and if you are trying to convince him that you cannot use, you can use zero cement, they will not accept it so easily. Because once in lifetime they are constructing the house, and if you say that I am going to use the concrete which is zero cement, then nobody can accept it so easily. That's why I think we have to work on that. And even in our college also, I think under the guidance of Dr. Arun Kumar Bhatt and Sriram also doing under my guidance, so with alkali activated concrete, and we are trying to reach the society. So if every researcher is putting their effort in that direction, so then I think definitely we will get success in that. So once again, I thank Dr. Mohammad Rezaul for your nice presentation. Well done, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, sir. You have also provided a core conclusion from my presentation. You also give a lot of information how can we achieve our goal. It is very difficult, because people are not convincing, and they are not bound to follow us, because they are looking for simple way, always the straightforward way. That is, so you said well. But we researchers have a duty to how can we challenge our save our future generation, as well as we can save the people, because the carbon industry, I show all the slide about 40% carbon dioxide emission. It is very too much from the from the concrete industry only. But I think day by day it will be changed, because from the Malaysia, Singapore, and also the Australia, as well as the developed country, they are using zero cement binder, because they are focusing how to incorporate all the waste material in either as a supplement of cement or as a supplement of concrete aggregate. So I think our goal will be achieved today or tomorrow. It depends on time, in fact, because people have to adapt their their situation, because they have to survive the world. Because the COVID situation, we are already adapting this situation, because all the university have already been adapt this situation and handle this situation very carefully and safely. So regarding this concrete industry, people will have to discover the thinking to survive the world. Thank you, Professor. You have given a nice summary. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Nice, sir. Nice.
Sir, I would like to thank Professor Rezaul Karim for delivering his very informative keynote address on sustainable construction and its recent developments. I also like to thank our Vice Principal and Dean Academics, Professor I.R. Mittandaya, our Head of the Department, Professor Arun Kumar Bhatt, and all our conference coordinators and the participants who have attended this particular session. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So I can leave now?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Thank you for your invitation, and I would like to thank again Dr. Sriram, and I think we will work together in future. And
Sure,
please
sure.
call me for any types of work or any types of research or any types of
Yes,
thesis.
sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, Professor Vice Chancellor sir, and also Head sir and all the participants here. Thank you all. Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.